corner there, Your Honor. Thank you. Your Honor, there was 4 events. This all occurred on New Year's Day here in Spartanburg County, the city of Spartanburg. Your Honor, I have a map of these situations, Your Honor. The first one occurred at Domino's Pizza, Your Honor. It was a robbery at CFC, a robbery in that case, Your Honor. The defendant came in. I'll have a picture showing how he was dressed in the clothing. He actually had his hood covered over, had one eye open at that time. Your Honor, he went in and grabbed the manager, the person behind the thing, took her by gunpoint back to the cooler, and sexually assaulted her there. He left there, Your Honor, and went across, if you're familiar with that area, Domino's Pizza in the Cedar Springs area, across where the old food line used to be. Behind there is AIM High Fitness, Your Honor. There he assaulted 2 women over there. He went in, gunpoint, took them in the back to the bathroom, Your Honor, sexually assaulted them at gunpoint back there, Your Honor, and was from there, Your Honor, and that was at the Domino's Pizza at 21, there on the corner there, and 254 Cedar Springs Road is where the High Fitness location was, Your Honor, and that was approximately 1:40 p.m. when he did that. Then he went to 3601 Sherwood Drive, and that's in Spartanburg County, Your Honor, in the county, Your Honor. He, there was an elderly lady that was there. He knocked on the door, asked for money. She told him didn't have any money, where he forces himself in by gunpoint. Her husband comes out with a gun, runs him away, chases him away. He leaves there, Your Honor. He goes back to the Vance Auto robbery, and the home invasion occurred approximately 3:30 p.m. The Vance Auto shop, the robbery there was at 6:47 p.m. He goes in, does the same thing, demands money from there, Your Honor. In those cases, all these happened starting at 1:10 p.m. and finished at 6:47 p.m. I've never seen 4 cases like this in such a close proximity, so serious in these situations, Your Honor. I do have pictures, Your Honor. Before I show the map, you want me to show the map of the defendant, Your Honor? And Your Honor, that's the map, just showing you, and shows the location where he lived at. And he was caught the next day by the Sheriff's Department, Your Honor. Deputy Branson from the Sheriff's Department. You can see the location where they found him near his home, near the whole area where all this occurred at. They had to chase him. He actually pointed a weapon at an officer at that time. They captured him. He was taken to Spartanburg Regional afterwards, Your Honor. He complained of being sick or having problems. There, Your Honor, he was interviewed by the Spartanburg Police Department, Your Honor. He gave statements concerning these events to them, Your Honor. Showing you the pictures, Your Honor. This is from the Domino's. Your Honor, if you see, he had the picture with his head covered with one eye open there, Your Honor. He actually had a gun, which is a green gun. You'll see why that's important, where he actually took her by force back into the cooler area.
That's what Officer Branson got from him when he captured him.
Yes, sir. I'll show you that gun here in a second from there, Your Honor. And also, he's wearing the same clothes that he used in these events also, Your Honor, from there. Your Honor, the second, which is the AIM High Fitness case, Your Honor. I do have both victims here, Your Honor. One of them would like to address court at the perfect time. She has a statement the other victim doesn't hand up to, Your Honor. But basically, same description, same gun description, everything involved with that. And like I said, that happened within 30 minutes of each other. Your Honor, the next event was the home invasion, Your Honor. In that case, the victim in that case, a young black man came to our door, wanted to use the bathroom, told him I couldn't let him in. Then he came back 5 minutes later. She just cracked it open, wanted to get money. That's when he forced himself in at gunpoint, Your Honor. He was ID'd by the one of the witnesses there, Your Honor, in this case. The fourth one, Your Honor, was the auto shop. There's a picture from their surveillance. Let me show him first, Your Honor. That's a picture of him at the surveillance there. It's not as clear, but you'll see why that's important there in a second. And that was one that happened 6:47, Your Honor. Showing you pictures on my phone I received from Spartanburg Police Department, Your Honor. When he was caught by Deputy Branson, Your Honor, they placed him under arrest and everything. You can see the bag they caught him with.
Yes.
It matches up with the bag at the auto shop from that standpoint, Your Honor. The clothes he's wearing, if you go back to the Domino's Pizza case, or the videos there, Your Honor. It matches up to the same clothes he was wearing the next day when he's caught with the sheriff's department that he used in Domino's robbery. And I'm sure described by other victims in other cases, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, the gun.
Yeah.
And the gun was described by the victims in this case. And on the Domino's one, Your Honor, you can see the gun that was used is a green gun.
Yeah.
And that's what she described, and was described by the witnesses in the case, Your Honor. Your Honor, also there was DNA collected from the scenes of the two sexual assault, or the three sexual assaults, so the two locations, and that's going to be sent to SLED. We've also received the DNA sample from him by search warrant, Your Honor.
Okay.
In this case, the victims in this case would like to address the court at the appropriate time. If I can hand up two statements at this time, Your Honor. One of the victims is from her and her mother. Hand those up to you there. She read those. And she was in the AIM Fitness. This victim was, and one of them's from her mother and one's from her.
Okay.
And then the other victim would like to address the court at the appropriate time, Your Honor.
Okay.
The other victims are not present, but they obviously want to not bond in this case, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't know if you need me to go through his prior record. He is on probation at this time, and he has pending cases in our office at this point.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I do have other officers here that's worked on the case if you need any more details about the
Okay.
facts of the case.
Does the victim want me to read these out loud?
I don't think so, Your Honor. I think they wanted you to read them.
Okay.
You can if you'd like to, Your Honor.
We are the parents of one of your victims. Wednesday, January 1st, 2020 was the worst day of our lives. You caused so much hurt, harm, fear, and pain, not only to our family, but ones who care about you. When we saw your picture and realized your age, we could only wonder what was wrong with this young man. What was he thinking? He could not have been thinking, doing all these unlawful things, leading such a wasted life. We don't hate you. We don't feel sorry for you. You knew what you were doing. You invaded our daughter's body. You had no right. This is unacceptable, and we despise you for this. You're sick. You need help. We pray that you get it, but this does not justify you for what you did. One thing we're thankful to you for is you did not kill her or other victims. We do not think you should have a place in society. This could happen to someone else. We certainly do not want you to infringe on any other lady or any other family to endure the pain inflicted upon us. You deserve any and everything that will make you realize what you did was wrong, and you will regret it the rest of your life.
I believe the next one you're reading is from one of the victims himself.
Would you like this read out loud? Okay. On January 1st, I honestly thought I was going to die, and I would never see my family again, but God. He is the reason I made it, and I'm still here. To me, there is no feeling like being helpless, and that's how I felt. I could not do one thing about my situation, and I would not wish that feeling on anyone. I was looking forward to 2020 because 2019 was a horrible year for me, but I refuse to let this ordeal change my outlook on 2020. I'm staying positive and upbeat. With that being said, I'm asking that no bond be set for the person who did this to me and the other people involved. I don't want anyone else to fall prey to this irresponsible behavior. I refuse to be a victim. I am a survivor. Okay.
And Your Honor, I believe one victim wants to address the court.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
And just stand up.
Very upset and disappointed with this young man. I know that he was definitely in his right mind the way that he instructed us, his actions, and how he continued to go on. It's very unfortunate that I had to experience that my client had to experience in a place that we felt was safe in the middle of the day. And so now I have to carry my gun so he can tell his gang friends if they ever attend the gym again that we are now protected. Thankfully, I did not have it on me because this situation could have definitely been different. I am thankful that he did not end my life as well as my friend's life, because she's now a friend for life for me. I request that he doesn't have a bond. I don't care anything about his mental illness. There's a lot of people out here with mental illness that abide by the rules. They don't go around raping and robbing people at gunpoint. He placed a gun to my head twice. I have 3 children at home that I did not know whether or not I was going to make it back to them. This is something I have to live with for the rest of my life. It's something that she has to live with for the rest of her life, as well as the other victims, and we should not have to look over our shoulder every time we go somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Still in a public defender, is that correct?
No, I have a check.
Do what?
I said I have a check, sir.
You have a check from where?
I have a disability check, an SSI check.
Once a month?
Yeah.
How much?
It's like 9 something.
Okay, that's more than you can get for a public defender. Do you want me to put down undecided, and you can decide later on whether you want to hire an attorney or not?
Your Honor, his present charges, he has a public defender with the court.
Okay,
On
okay.
the pending charges.
Okay. Okay, you would sign beside that X right there. That's your pen. Okay. Card. While you're up. You would sign beside that X right there. Um, Did you understand your rights? I gave you a copy of them, but I also explained them to you just now when we started. Do you understand those rights? You would sign beside that X right there. Okay. You can sit your papers up here if you'd like to. Okay. Preliminary hearing. Do you want to wait and let your public defender help you decide about a preliminary hearing? Okay. I'm going to give you this paper. You don't have to sign it. Whenever you get your public defender, just give this to them, let them handle it for you, okay? That's what they do, all right? Your initial appearance is going to be on March the 5th, 2020 at 9 a.m. in the courthouse downtown. Would you like to receive text, telephone, or email reminders of your hearing date? You got a cell phone?
Yes.
What's your number?
I don't know my number. My mama just bought me that phone.
All right. Do you know her number?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's her number?
864
Uh-huh.
913
Uh-huh.
6811.
Okay. Sign beside that X right there. She'll get a text and a voicemail. All right, you've got a checklist. This is my copy of the same checklist. If you would put your first and last initial right on the first page beside number 2. Number 2 says you understand that if you don't show up for your trial, they can fine you or put you in jail. So put your first and last initial beside number 2. Okay, you're gonna turn it over. You'll put your first and last initial beside 3, 4, and 5, where those X's are. 3 says you understand about preliminary hearing. We talked to you about that. You're gonna let your public defender help you. 4, you understand you have a right to a jury trial. 5, you understand your charges. You have a right to an attorney. And you're gonna get a public defender. And then sign beside the X right there. Okay. All right. Ms. Smith, because of the violent nature of these charges, And especially with the 3 counts of kidnapping, I am not allowed to set bond on that, so I'm going to deny bond. If you get a bond, it'll have to come from a circuit court judge. So as soon as you get your public defender, you need to get them to get you in front of a circuit court judge as soon as you can. That's the only way you'll be able to get bond, is to be set by them, okay? That make sense? You understand what I'm saying? I can't give you a bond today. You'll have to see a circuit court judge to get a bond, all right? So as soon as you can, get in touch with your public defender. I know you don't have one yet, but as soon as you do, talk with them about these charges. They'll have to get you in front of a circuit court judge in order to get a bond, okay? Questions about anything else that's been going on that you don't understand? Okay, all right, you have a seat.